Hi dears, how are you and welcome to another speed build. This week I'm going to build another Victorian house. By the way, Victorian houses are one of my favorite architecture style, so I tend to do them a lot. But this one is a little bit different because the outside is a Victorian, as I said, but on the inside is kind of vintage. So I like to think that this house was, how do you say it, remodeled, re what? Let me check. How do you say it in English? Because my grammar today is not only today, is really poor. So I don't know how to say remodeled, uh, recovered. So this was an old house that was recovered on the. I'm really bad with centuries, but maybe on the 20s. On the 20s? I don't know if that makes any sense. So this has the touch of a Victorian, but it has a vintage touch as well, and I really like it. So, what can I say? I'm a huge fan of vintage stuff as well. So, all of the objects that are on it are going to be vintage inspired. Although I'm not sure if I didn't put any TV that makes the house look a little bit more actual of the time being, but I tried to make all look a little bit vintage, and I don't know, should I do a vintage count? How many times I said be vintage in the previous 2 minutes? Yeah, I don't know. So, this house has like two rooms and one bathroom. Um, this is the living room downstairs. I don't quite remember where I put the kitchen. Oh, the kitchen is going to be um, like over there, I'm sorry. And yeah, I don't know what else to do to say about this house because I built this so a long time ago that I don't even know why I decided to do this. I don't even remember if I got inspired by any house that I saw on YouTube or on the web, so I don't quite remember. Here I'm playing with pinks and whites and browns. I think they look really awesome, and I don't know. I really like this mixture. I think it looks really cool, and the patterns that I choose and the wallpapers that I choose, I don't know. They are so different, but they really connect at some point. I don't really know how to explain that, but I'm like always. I'm really happy with this house. Yeah, so it's tiny, and on the end, I decide to put a magical wheel, and I decide that, oh my god, if this was a Victorian house, uh, on the old times, a lot of people, I mean, must died on this house. So I decided to do a cemetery right next to the house because I didn't want to occupy the whole lot, and I thought that yeah, that stereo is a little bit out of dated comparing to the rest of the furniture, but I don't really care. It's just for functioning purposes because I don't know. I really like to have stereo, but like I was saying, I didn't want to occupy the whole lot with the house itself, so I kind of divided in half. And yeah, this is a computer, so it's out of dated too. It's too actual, but yeah, I think this has a vintage, but it's a vintage inspired Victorian house, but on nowadays days. Can I say nowadays days? On nowadays. I think only on nowadays it makes sense. Okay, like I was saying for the third time, I didn't want this house to occupy the whole lot, so I divided by half And I didn't know what to put, but then I remember, well, let's do a cemetery, let's do a graveyard, because I never implemented that much of stuff. And I really like how this part of the roof looks. It looks really cool. This balcony is going to have a bar, as you can see, so your Sims can have like a party with their friends. This house has house traits. One of them is haunted. The other one is the soil for your Sims that like to garden or like to develop the gardening skill, and it's going to make the crops a lot better than on other house. I really like how you can use traits on the house. That was one of the things that I loved EA implemented on this game, because it really does sense, okay? Because it does. Yeah, this house is really. I decided to this room. I decided to put different colors. I really love that bed, and the yellow with the pink, and the goldens and the browns. I don't know, I love it, and that wallpaper give the vintage touch, and the other wallpaper that's on the back of the bed, that's the one I'm talking about, and the other one makes the Victorian. And I don't know, I think I mixed two different styles that actually they look really cool. And yeah, I really love how this house turned out, because Victorian lover, Victorian sucker, whatever you want to call it. I used a lot of colors that I don't usually use, like orange, because I hate orange. I'm sorry if anyone likes orange, but I try to escape to try not to use only the colors I like, and try to make color schemes with different colors that at some point they do not like that they would match, but they going to match. So I like to call this part the attic. It has a bed, a piano, and it has really not much, but yeah, it's a third room if you want to have a children. I guess it's not really children oriented, but it's okay. So now I'm going to do the landscaping and to do the graveyard. I'm going to put a really spooky fence, just for people to look, okay, you can enter here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I hope you like this as much as I do. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. More videos are going to come, and have a nice week, dears, and see you next time. Bye.